three of the movies in this trilogy are 10 out of 10s for me. Let's do it. Fear Street 1994 opens up in the Shady Side Mall, and we meet Heather, who is working in a bookstore. Her and her friend Ryan are closing up, but Ryan starts to act a little weird. There's flies all around him, and he starts to hear his voice being called. And as Heather is closing up the store, she is attacked by this person in a skull mask and ultimately stabbed. And as he's stabbing her, Heather unmasks this person, and she sees that it's Ryan. As he is attacking her, Sheriff Good comes in and shoots Ryan and kills him. But that's not before he's able to kill Heather and 7 other mall employees. We then start to get all these news reports about how Shadyside is the murder capital of the United States. And we see these various articles about all these mass murders that have happened every few years in Shadyside. Meanwhile, the neighboring town of Sunnyvale is one of the safest communities in the country, and they haven't had a violent crime in over 30 years. And while Sheriff Good is the sheriff of Shadyside, his brother is the mayor of Sunnyvale. We also learn that there is this urban legend in Shadyside about this witch named Sarah Fear. Sarah Fear was hanged for witchcraft in 1666, and a lot of people think that the reason that so much violence happens in this town is because she put a curse on it before she died. Our main character, Dina, doesn't believe any of that stuff about the witch. But her brother Josh does, and he has spent a significant amount of time researching the history of the town and all the violent murders. Dina's best friends, Kate and Simon, believe in it too. We see that everybody in Shadyside really struggles. Like, Dina's father is an alcoholic. Kate and Simon sell drugs because Simon single-handedly provides for his family, and both of them are trying to get out of town because they all see living in Shadyside as a curse in itself. Dina is devastated by this recent breakup that she's had with this person named Sam. One night, Dina, Simon, and Kate go to this vigil that they're having in Sunnyvale for the victims of the mall massacre, and Dina runs into her ex-girlfriend Sam, who now has a boyfriend, so Dina is devastated. You can tell that there's a lot of tension between Shadysiders and Sunnyvalers, and this huge fight breaks out at the vigil. As the Shadysiders are on the bus on the way home, we see that Sam's new boyfriend is chasing after the bus. And Dina, who's upset about this, takes a cooler and throws it out of the back of the bus at Sam's car. And this causes Sam and her boyfriend to crash their car in the woods. Sam gets out of the car, and when she touches the soil, she gets this vision of Sarah Fear. And when Dina and her friends come to help, Sam spits up some blood on Simon's shirt. Eventually, Sam gets taken to the hospital. So eventually, everybody else goes home, but Dina, Kate, and Simon realize that they are being stalked by this person in the skull mask. They assume that this is Sam's boyfriend, Peter, out of retaliation for making him crash his car. They find him in one of their houses going through this pile of dirty clothes. So eventually, Dina, her brother Josh, and Kate and Simon go to the hospital to confront Sam and tell her that her boyfriend is stalking them. As Dina and Sam are arguing about that, Peter, the boyfriend, walks in, and he is killed by the guy in the skull mask who shows up behind him. The group starts running, and he chases them and proceeds to kill 2 nurses in the process. Eventually, they are able to get his mask off, and it's revealed that it's Ryan who died. Eventually, Dina and Sam make it out and go to the police, who of course don't believe them. While Kate and Simon are waiting for them, Simon is attacked by this girl that he recognizes as Ruby Lane, who is one of the Shadyside killers from the 60s. The group manages to get away, and it's at this point that they put together what's happening. They realize that when they had that car crash, they must have disturbed Sarah Fear's grave. And that's why Sam had this vision when she touched the soil and she bled on it. This has resurrected all the past Shadyside killers, and they are after Sam's blood specifically. That's why they were looking through a pile of dirty clothes at one point, because Sam's blood was on that from the accident. Ruby attacked Simon because he was still wearing the shirt that got Sam's blood on it. So they think that if they go back to the gravesite and rebury her properly, then it will break the curse. And when they go back, sure enough, they find her bones along with this padlock with her name on it. But while they're in the woods, they're attacked by the Camp Nightwing killer, who runs past everybody else to get to Sam specifically. So trying to rebury her didn't work, so the group goes to the school to set a trap for the killers. So they set a trap in the school and manage to lock all of the past killers in the bathroom and set it on fire, and they die, but immediately reanimate. So at this point, everybody in the group, with the exception of Dina, is like, sorry Sam, you're gonna have to give yourself up because we're not gonna die for you. They obviously just want you. Sam agrees and goes to give herself up to the killers as they're trying to break the door down. Then Dina sees one of the newspaper articles that Josh has. This article is about this woman named C. Berman, who when she was a kid, she survived the 1978 Camp Nightwing massacre. And in the news article, it talks about how C. Berman said that she saw the witch and she died and she was resuscitated and came back to life. So they call her and leave a message begging for her help. And then they decide that they have to do the same to Sam. They have to kill her and bring her back to life so that these people will stop chasing her. So the group goes to the supermarket and gets a bunch of drugs from the pharmacy and decides that they're going to have Sam overdose and then resuscitate her with adrenaline. Josh, Kate, and Simon put Sam's blood on themselves so that they can distract the killers so that the plan can go through. The killers all show up and Sam starts taking the pills as the killers all start to go for the other three. This is where we get the infamous bread slicer scene. This is so sad. Kate is caught by the skull mask killer and this fight ensues between the two of them. But ultimately, he puts her head first through this bread slicer and kills her. And then Simon is also killed by the Camp Nightwing killer with an axe to the head. So now all the killers start going for Sam, and when the drugs aren't working quick enough, Dina takes her to the lobster tank and drowns her. And it works, she dies. All the killers disappear, and Dina manages to resuscitate her with CPR and an EpiPen. So again, seemingly it worked, and they all won, and the cops show up. And the cops come up with this narrative where they blame all the murders that just happened on Kate and Simon, because they were known drug sellers in the town. Sam and Dina make up and tell Sam's mom to go shove it because she hates their relationship. And Sam spends the night at Dina's house thinking that she's made it out safe. That is until Dina gets a call from C. Berman. And Dina's like, yeah, thanks for your help. We already beat her. And C. Berman is like, what are you talking about? There is no escaping the witch. And sure enough, Dina is attacked by Sam, who is now possessed. Dina manages to fight Sam off and restrain her. Josh comes in and sees this and is like, what the fuck? And part 1 of the trilogy ends with Dina promising Sam that she is going to find a way to free her from this.